Picking the right memory kit among so many brands has never been more confusing, especially when two completely different sticks claim the exact same specs. Before we get into the individual brands, there's one very important thing you need to understand. Almost every desktop memory kit ultimately relies on silicon from just three companies: SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron, together controlling most of the global DRAM market. The brands you see on store shelves usually don't manufacture the memory chips themselves. They buy DRAM chips from these suppliers, combine them with their own PCBs, cooling designs, RGB systems, and factory tuning profiles. So if most brands use the same silicon, what are you actually paying for? Kingston. Kingston operates as the highest volume independent memory distributor on the market, maintaining a neutral ecosystem presence. They source their silicon dynamically from SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron, depending on current batch pricing. Because of this multi-vendor sourcing strategy, two identical mid-range kits bought months apart can feature entirely different internal silicon, which creates unpredictable timing barriers for manual overclockers. They fully support both DDR4 and DDR5 platforms. Their product tiers are split primarily into the mainstream Fury Beast and the enthusiast Fury Renegade. The Fury Beast features low-profile, stamped aluminum heat spreaders designed to sit under large dual-tower air coolers without clearance conflicts. The Fury Renegade utilizes a significantly thicker, cast aluminum heatsink to handle the thermal output of higher voltage bins. Kingston differentiates its models across frequencies, ranging from standard 5200 MHz JEDEC up to 8000 MHz enthusiast speeds, with latencies scaling from loose CL40 down to tight CL32 configurations. Technically, it's mega transfers per second, not actual megahertz. But since basically everyone still says megahertz, that's what I'll use throughout the video. And if you want a full breakdown of timings and memory specs, I already made a dedicated RAM guide for that. Lower-end models typically ship with separate, dedicated Intel XMP or AMD Expo profiles, while some higher-end kits include both profiles directly on the module for broader platform compatibility. The brand's distinct market advantage is very broad motherboard compatibility and physical low-profile integration. The primary weak point is the silicon lottery present in their mid-range inventory, alongside a proprietary RGB control software suite that frequently conflicts with native motherboard lighting applications. Crucial operates as the direct consumer brand for Micron, meaning they control the entire production chain, from manufacturing the memory silicon itself to assembling and validating the final modules. They still produce massive volumes of standard DDR4 and DDR5 memory, but the lineup has expanded beyond basic JEDEC sticks. Their catalog is now mainly split between standard Crucial memory and the Crucial Pro series. Standard modules focus entirely on compatibility and stability, while Crucial Pro adds aluminum heat spreaders, higher validated frequencies, and limited enthusiast tuning support without pushing into extreme overclocking territory. Unlike brands constantly chasing record-breaking frequencies, Crucial stays relatively conservative with memory tuning. Most of their DDR5 kits sit around 5600 to 6400 MHz, with moderate timings rather than ultra-aggressive CL30 configurations. Newer Pro OC kits push further, but the brand still prioritizes stability and broad motherboard compatibility over benchmark chasing. The main advantage is consistency. Because Micron manufactures the DRAM chips themselves, Crucial Memory offers one of the lowest failure rates in the consumer market and remains extremely popular for workstations, home servers, and long-term productivity systems. The trade-off is limited overclocking headroom compared to heavily binned Hynix-based kits from brands like G.Skill or Patriot. One important detail: Micron announced that the Crucial consumer brand is being gradually wound down, with consumer shipments ending through 2026, while warranty and support continue afterward. So, while existing kits remain fully supported, the long-term future of the brand in the DIY gaming market is becoming uncertain. Corsair. Corsair functions as an ecosystem-first brand, focusing heavily on integration with their proprietary IQ software suite. They buy silicon wafers from all three major suppliers, frequently mixing SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron chips across different production runs of the exact same part number. They maintain a wide catalog across both DDR4 and DDR5 standards. Their hardware lines are split between the Vengeance series and the high-tier Dominator titanium modules. The Vengeance series uses a standard, compact aluminum shield designed to clear top-mounted liquid cooling radiators. The Dominator titanium is physically massive, using heavy zinc alloy heatsinks and a modular top bar that users can unscrew to swap out physical lighting diffusers or add custom 3D printed brackets. Corsair differentiates its models from entry-level 5200 MHz kits up to heavily binned 8000 MHz configurations. Earlier DDR5 generations relied more heavily on separate Intel XMP and AMD Expo variants, but many modern Corsair kits now include both profiles directly on the module for broader platform compatibility. Corsair's primary strength is deep visual integration with wide desktop ecosystem accessories. Their critical weakness is their aggressive internal chip swapping. Corsair prints a tiny version number on the physical sticker. If a user attempts to combine two separate Vengeance kits with different version numbers, the system will frequently encounter severe memory training errors and constant boot loops, making post-purchase upgrades highly frustrating. Patriot. Patriot positions itself as a price-to-performance alternative, aimed at builders who care more about raw memory specs than flashy ecosystem features. For many of their higher-end kits, they lean heavily on well-binned SK Hynix silicon, especially in enthusiast DDR5 configurations. They maintain an active presence across both DDR4 and DDR5 platforms. Older Viper Steel kits are still common in budget DDR4 systems, while their modern DDR5 lineup is mainly split between Viper Elite 5, Viper Venom, and the more aggressive Viper Extreme series. Viper Elite 5 targets mainstream gaming builds with simpler, low-profile heatsinks and balanced Expo/XMP speeds around the popular 6000 MHz range. Viper Venom moves further into enthusiast territory with heavier cooling, tighter timings, and higher validated frequencies for manual tuning. Viper Extreme is where Patriot starts chasing showcase-level DDR5 speeds using highly binned Hynix memory. Patriot became especially popular among DDR5 enthusiasts because they aggressively pushed low-latency kits like 6000 MHz CL30 and 7200 MHz CL34 at prices that often undercut competitors running much looser timings. Their extreme frequency kits are usually validated primarily on high-end Intel platforms, where memory controllers currently scale more aggressively at the top end. The brand's biggest advantage is raw silicon value. Patriot often delivers very strong Hynix-based kits without the heavy pricing premium attached to more established enthusiast brands, making them a favorite for manual memory tuning and secondary timing optimization. The trade-off is refinement and physical construction quality. Their heat spreaders are usually simpler and lighter than what you get from brands like G.Skill or Corsair, and long-term fit and finish consistency can feel less premium on some lower-cost models. G.Skill. G.Skill operates almost entirely in the enthusiast space and built a huge reputation among overclockers during the Samsung B-Die DDR4 era. In the DDR5 generation, they shifted heavily toward highly binned SK Hynix silicon, especially for their faster kits. Their lineup is broader than many people realize. Ripjaws remains the simpler, lower-profile series, focused on practical gaming and productivity builds without heavy RGB styling. Flare X is aimed primarily at AMD systems, using shorter heat spreaders specifically designed to avoid clearance issues with large air coolers. Aegis sits lower in the stack as the more budget-oriented option, with simpler heatsinks and mainstream speeds. Most enthusiasts end up looking at the Trident lineup. Trident Z5 RGB became one of the most recognizable DDR5 kits on the market because of its aggressive factory tuning, thick aluminum heat spreaders, and extremely wide frequency range. The Neo variants are optimized around AMD Expo profiles and Ryzen memory behavior, while standard Trident Z5 kits lean more heavily toward Intel XMP tuning. Royal and Royal Neo push further into showcase territory with mirrored finishes and crystalline RGB diffusers that look expensive even before you see the price tag. G.Skill spans everything from mainstream 6000 MHz CL30 kits up to extreme 84,000 MHz enthusiast configurations validated on very high-end motherboards. They are extremely aggressive with factory binning and memory validation. That's one of the biggest reasons competitive overclockers still gravitate toward G.Skill. Their high-end kits tend to boot closer to rated speeds with less manual troubleshooting than many competitors. The downside is price, size, and diminishing returns. Trident Z5 modules are physically tall enough to create clearance problems in compact cases or large dual-tower air coolers. And once you move into ultra-high frequency kits, you start paying a massive premium for performance differences most gamers will never actually feel outside of benchmarks or memory-sensitive workloads. Teamgroup. Teamgroup targets two distinct user demographics: budget-conscious gamers and professional content creators. They source their silicon across Hynix and Micron, aligning their chip selections strictly with the cost limits of each specific target tier. They continue to manufacture a large volume of DDR4 alongside their modern DDR5 lines. Their portfolio is cleanly split between the T-Force gaming line and the T-Create workstation series. The T-Force Delta RGB features a massive, wide-angle, translucent light bar designed for maximum visual exposure. The T-Create Expert series strips away all RGB elements, utilizing a highly compact, solid gray aluminum shell with ventilation holes along the top ridge. While T-Force focuses on high-frequency configurations like 7200 MHz with aggressive styling, T-Create differentiates itself by prioritizing high-capacity density over pure speed. Teamgroup was one of the first brands to widely deploy non-binary capacities like 24 GB, 48 GB, and 96 GB kits at low margins, supporting both XMP and Expo profiles for rapid deployment in rendering systems. The simpler Elite series sits below both lines as Teamgroup's baseline memory option, focusing on standard JEDEC speeds, maximum compatibility, and low pricing for office PCs, pre-builts, and budget upgrades. Teamgroup's core strength is delivering the lowest cost per gigabyte for high-capacity kits, making them an excellent choice for video editing rigs running software like Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. The weakness lies in the thermal design of their budget gaming lines. Modules like the T-Force Vulcan use thin, lightweight metal shields that offer low thermal mass, causing the integrated PMIC chips to run noticeably hotter under sustained loads compared to competitors' heavier designs. V-Color. V-Color occupies a niche boutique position in the memory market, focusing heavily on aesthetic customization and showcase-oriented PC builds. Unlike larger mainstream brands, they lean aggressively into visual identity while still targeting enthusiast-level DDR5 performance. Many of their higher-end kits rely on well-binned SK Hynix silicon, especially in faster configurations. They still offer select DDR4 products like the Prism Pro and Skywalker Plus series, but their modern lineup is centered almost entirely around the Manta DDR5 family. Within that lineup, V-Color splits the designs into multiple variants including Manta X Sky, X Prism, Xfinity RGB, and the OLED-equipped Xfinity Plus models. The standard X Sky and X Prism kits focus more on cosmetic styling and RGB presentation, while Xfinity pushes further into enthusiast territory with higher frequency bins and more aggressive heat spreaders. The OLED Xfinity Plus models go even further, integrating small onboard display panels capable of showing temperatures, frequencies, or other hardware monitoring data directly on the memory sticks. Manta also became recognizable for its unusual 1+1 or dummy stick kits. These packages include two real memory modules alongside two visually identical filler sticks with RGB lighting but no active memory chips. Their kits range from mainstream 6,000 MHz configurations up to 8,000 MHz enthusiast speeds, with support for both Intel XMP and AMD Expo depending on the model. One of V-Color's most practical ideas is the dummy stick concept itself. High-speed DDR5 often becomes harder to stabilize when all four motherboard slots are populated with real modules. V-Color allows builders to keep the visual look of a fully populated system without adding extra strain to the memory controller or sacrificing stable frequencies. The downside is availability and pricing. V-Color remains a relatively niche brand outside Asia. Retail stock can be inconsistent, and many of their premium kits carry a noticeable aesthetic markup compared to similarly performing competitors. XPG. XPG operates as the gaming division of ADATA, giving them access to one of the largest memory supply chains in the industry. Like most major RAM brands, they source silicon dynamically across SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron, depending on the target tier and current market conditions. They continue supporting both DDR4 and DDR5 platforms. Older DDR4 lines, like Spectrix and Gamix, are still common in budget gaming systems, but their modern DDR5 lineup is now centered around the Lancer family and the newer Armax series. Lancer became the brand's most recognizable DDR5 line because of its thick geometric heat spreaders, wide RGB bars, and aggressive pricing in the mainstream enthusiast market. The lineup is split between standard Lancer RGB kits, the lower-profile Lancer Blade models designed for tighter cooler clearance, and the newer Lancer Neon series, which pushes RGB diffusion and visual styling much more aggressively. Above that sits Armax and Armax RGB, where XPG starts targeting higher-end enthusiast systems with faster validated frequencies, heavier cooling designs, and more aggressively binned DDR5 configurations. One thing XPG does particularly well is platform flexibility. Many of their DDR5 kits include both Intel XMP and AMD Expo profiles directly on the same module, reducing compatibility confusion for less experienced builders. Their kits range from mainstream 5600 MHz configurations up to 8000 MHz enthusiast tiers, with competitive timings reaching CL30 on better binned models. The brand's biggest advantage is aggressive pricing combined with solid thermal design. XPG often delivers very competitive DDR5 speeds at noticeably lower prices than brands like Corsair or G.Skill. The trade-off is refinement. Some of their larger heat spreaders can feel bulky in compact builds, and RGB diffusion quality on certain Lancer models still looks less even and polished compared to more expensive competitors. PNY. PNY positions itself as a stability-focused mainstream brand rather than an enthusiast overclocking company. In the US market, they still maintain strong retail visibility through stores like Best Buy and Micro Center, largely thanks to their long-standing relationship with NVIDIA's professional GPU ecosystem. Their consumer memory lineup sits under the Accelerate branding, mainly split between EPYC X RGB and Mako DDR5 modules. They also still offer very basic performance series memory, simple sticks with modest frequencies aimed at office PCs, budget upgrades, or people who just want stable plug-and-play RAM without paying extra for aesthetics. PNY's DDR5 kits mostly focus on stable mainstream speeds around 5600 to 6400 MHz, rather than extreme overclocking territory. Many newer kits include both Intel XMP and AMD Expo profiles directly on the same module, keeping platform compatibility simple. The main advantage is value and stability. PNY memory is usually cheaper than enthusiast-focused brands while still being reliable for normal gaming and everyday systems. The downside is lineup depth and availability. PNY refreshes their memory lineup slower than brands like G.Skill or Teamgroup, and DDR5 stock shortages have become increasingly common in some regions, especially during the recent RAM market instability. For hardcore overclockers chasing ultra-tight timings or 8000 MHz tuning, this usually isn't the brand people gravitate toward. Drop a like if this helped, and subscribe for more clear hardware guides.